Hi, if you're looking at getting an Arturia KeySTEP, this video may help. I've gone and researched the latest info, which I'm going to share with you, as well as my experience after owning and using one for 2 years, so check it out. Hi, I'm Ramsey, and welcome to this video on Arturia KeySTEP 2 years on. Since I did the video back in June 2016, I've had over 77,000 views and 240 comments. Most of them were thank yous from you, so thanks for that, that's awesome. A lot of the other comments were questions from you asking various things about the KeySTEP. Here's a small taste. If you're wondering, I answered all of them. So what does it do so well? Well, it connects to a lot of your gear, with USB, MIDI, CV, sync for the Volkers, and it's standalone, so it does all that without needing a computer. The small form factor makes it portable and fits in just about anywhere. It plays multiple instruments at the same time. It has excellent configuration options when you use it with the MIDI control center software, and it can be powered by an iPad or an iPhone using the camera connection cable, or even a USB mobile power battery unit. What has happened to the KeySTEP in the last 2 years? Well, it's had 2 firmware updates. Firmware version 1.0.0.5 was mainly just aftertouch improvements. And then version 1.0.1.15, they added a factory reset implementation, and when in external sync, pressing play from pause starts in the beat. They fixed some bugs with the arpeggiator, CV output, weird notes and silences when switching from sequencer to ARP, and a few others. What issues have been reported that are still not fixed? What do we mean by fixed? Well, maybe not fixed. This is what the users report on the forums. You can't use the arpeggiator without pressing start and stop. This actually starts your other devices and may not be desirable. The micro USB port is flimsy and often breaks, both the cable and the socket as well. Essentially, the sequencer acts like an SH-101 style sequencer, but has extra features that you really can't go in to implement them properly without using the software. Examples of this are quite well documented, like sustained chords and ties and notes. They're problematic. As with a lot of CV type sequencers, the scaling per octave does go out of tune. This is not really KeySTEP per se problem, but it's a problem with a lot of them. And some issues with the sequencer stop pausing after the latest firmware update have been noticed. I haven't noticed it on mine. So why has it lasted? Has mine lasted? My KeySTEP hasn't had any issues. The micro USB port is a little weak, a little bit flimsy, but everything else works fine. So what would be nice to have on this that isn't on there, but we can't actually have it? It's physically not there. An on-off switch would be nice. They put one on the KeySTEP Pro. Bluetooth connectivity, some people have said that would be cool. Check out the end of the video, we'll talk about Bluetooth in a sec. There's room on the top there for some custom knobs and pads. I don't know why they didn't fit them in. That would have been awesome if we could have had some assignable custom pads and knobs. It is a MIDI controller after all. A little LED screen would be nice to show some visual feedback with things like the tempo, for example. And please bring back the black edition. That was cool. Why did you stop making it? I want to buy one. What alternatives exist? Well, hardly any. Let's under the presumption that this is a low-cost unit under $500. It's well under $500, this one. And let's look at the fact that it's got MIDI and CV connectivity, and it's standalone. So what is out there? Well, there's this. The Roland A-01. It has Bluetooth connectivity, as well as MIDI and CV and USB. And it also includes an 8-bit synthesizer, monosynth, but it's awesome. Be sure to check out my other videos on the A01. It's rumoured though that Roland aren't making this anymore. I haven't confirmed this or not, so maybe you could find that out. Keith McMillan do a thing called a Q-Nexus. It's well built, they've got videos of this thing being run over by a car. I guess for those who are rough, who like MIDI controllers to be roughed around, that could be a good thing. Not sure if I like the keyboard on it, it's a bit spongy. Might be your thing, but it's not mine. Akai released a thing called a Max 49. It's now discontinued, so you can't get them brand new anymore. You might be able to find one of these things on the used market. It's pretty cool. It does CV and it does MIDI and USB. So the KeySTEP is still the best value for money MIDI controller that does MIDI, USB and control voltage and is standalone of that size and type. Perhaps maybe Arturia might want to do a KeySTEP Pro. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to leave a comment and give me a thumbs up. Much appreciated. Catch you later.